Look, I know if you are listening to the Mindset Queen podcast, you've probably thought about starting your own podcast. Everyone reaches out to me and asks me, what do I use to record and publish my podcast? Well, the Mindset Queen podcast uses the Anchor app. Guys, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not like really big into technology, and I was using a lot of different tools on my Mac computer, and I had this audio recording system and all those things. And honestly, guys, it was a little complicated, especially with my travel schedule. I'm always on the go, and I like to record my podcast when I feel the most inspiration. And that's why the Anchor app has truly helped me to be able to record wherever I am, guys. And it is completely free. I can edit, trim, add music, all of those things in one place. And what's great about the Anchor app is that I get to put out all of my episodes in so many different places like Google Podcasts, the Anchor app, iTunes, Spotify, Overcast, and many more places. That's what makes it so incredible, is because my reach is broader. I'm able to impact and influence more people. And you know your girl is getting a bag for this, right? Yes, I am collecting my coins using the Anchor app, and you can too. Guys, go ahead and go to anchor.fm to get started right now.
The Mindset Queen.
Welcome to the Mindset Queen podcast, where you'll learn how to transform your life using the power of your mind. I'm your host, Jasmine Thomas. I'm a business and mindset coach for millennial women to enhance their self-worth and up-level their net worth. I'm a product of generational poverty, but I made it out of those negative statistics and stereotypes using the power of my mind to manifest the life and business of my dreams. It's my mission to help you take charge of your life to live as the highest version of yourself. I am beyond honored to have you here. Now, here's to becoming your absolute best and empowered self. Enjoy the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mindset Queen podcast. Again, I am Jasmine L. Thomas. If you are new to my podcast, I'm so happy to have you to join me and all the amazing people that make up this podcast, who tune in, who send me amazing messages, who ask wonderful questions so that I can help them to truly transform their life and just find balance in everything that you are doing in your life, your business, and just your overall success. So if you are listening on SoundCloud or on iTunes, go ahead and rate this podcast. Tell me what you think, as well as go back through and listen to the other episodes. I want you guys to really get to know who I am through this podcast. That's the whole reason why I'm doing it, because I feel like with live stream videos and YouTube videos, I love doing them, but I feel like I don't get to truly connect with people on a deeper level, and the podcast just gives me a little bit more time to be able to do that. And guess what? You can listen to it on the go. You don't have to worry about looking at the actual video, and you get some juicy content knowledge that is going to help you to up level in your personal life as well as your business. So as I have been working this summer, by the way, hope you're having an amazing summer so far, I realized something that I knew but I just didn't pay attention to. I technically should be quitting my job right about now. Yeah, you heard that. I quit my 9 to 5 9 months ahead of schedule, and I don't regret it at all. I mean, sure, entrepreneurship business has its peaks and has its valleys, but I truly don't regret quitting my job. And so, in today's episode, I want to tell you why I quit my 9 to 5 and how you can too. So, I know for some of you guys, you probably have amazing jobs that you absolutely love, and I am not trying to discredit you or tell you quit your job, you should hate it. No, like there are really good jobs out there. And honestly, I believe that my last job was probably like one of the best jobs that I had. It was so easy, as far as what I was doing, which, if you did not know, I am an educator by nature. Like, since I was 4 years old, literally my Simba, my dad bought me. I would teach him all the stuffed animals. And even when I played with like kids in the neighborhood, like I was always the teacher. Like it was not a negotiation. Like I was the teacher. And even on this podcast, guys, I am teaching, I'm speaking, I'm helping people, and I do it on an array of platforms. That's just a part of who I am. And as an educator, I really did enjoy working with children, and I still do in my primary business. But it was just to the point to where I felt like there was more in me. There was a lot more in me. And I'll just kind of tell you how I came upon the whole wanting to quit my job, because it wasn't something that I initially even thought about. I was actually really in love with it, but I had fasted the month of February. So this is February 2017. And I don't know if any of you guys are religious or practice spirituality, but that's just me. That's who I am. And it just truly connects me to my source whenever I am fasting, because I just feel this sense of guidance and truth from within that is leading me to where I need to be. And when I fasted, I believe I did a half day fast of no eating. And it just truly opened my eyes. I can't even tell you. And the crazy thing is that it was in that fasting time I heard God say, okay, 2 more years of working your job as a teacher, and then you can break off into entrepreneurship, because I had already started my tutoring company, which I'm going to tell you all about that in just a moment. But I had already started it. So I'm thinking 2 more years, okay, like that's cool. Because in my mind, I thought I was going to be a teacher for at least 10 years. And everybody around me told me, Jasmine, that's not going to happen. Like, you're going to be like the principal. And I was in school to become a principal with my master's degree. And I mean, it's crazy because I'm definitely not a principal, but I mean, I am a business owner, director, and all that stuff. So I guess technically I'm still using that degree. But when I was fasting, that's what I heard, 2 more years. So I was like, okay, cool. So I know I'm going to be quitting like technically 2020. Cool. I fasted again right before my 25th birthday. And I did an all day fast with nothing but like smoothies and juice. Like it was probably like one or two little juices all throughout like the entire day. And God was like, you need to quit your job now in July. I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you mean quit my job? Like I literally was like, no, like God, I hadn't saved money. I don't know. No. Like I was so afraid, and I was like, nah, I'm going to go back to work. When I got back to work at the end of July, I felt so out of place. It was like my mindset was just way far in advance than everyone else around me. I felt like something happened to me, and it wasn't that anything happened negatively to me. It was just that I up leveled. Over that summer, I had really gotten into the groove of my primary business with the tutoring company. I had made a pretty good amount of money. I had vacationed. I had started my other company with book writing and helping new authors. I mean, I was just doing a lot of different things, and I just felt like I just couldn't get with the whole teaching thing anymore. It wasn't teaching specifically, it was just the vibe and being employed, and I don't know, I wasn't comfortable with that. So a couple things that just kind of pushed me into why I wanted to quit my 9 to 5. And I want to share these with you guys because I feel like it would truly, truly help you to get there and be the best version of yourself and make a good decision for you. So as time went on while I was at my job, I couldn't take it anymore. Like, I did not feel right. And although the kids loved me, their parents loved me, my principal loved me, like everybody loved me, but I hated it. I would bring in my diffuser and put lavender oils like inside of it, and like just to calm myself down, because spiritually I knew I wasn't in the right place. I would come in, I would teach, but I noticed I started being a little more late, and I'm never late. That's why I was like, why are you getting more and more late? Because I was unhappy. And I could feel it. The kids couldn't feel it. They loved me. In fact, they still see me all the time, and they tell me how much they love me and how much they miss me. And I love and miss them too, but I knew that there was more for me. I could just feel it. And one day I was out for a run, and this was October, and I was like, I'm not happy. And I was running with a friend, and they were like, why? I said, because I don't like my job. They were like, then quit. I said, okay. And I did. I turned in like a month's notice because that's the type of person I am. I called every parent on the roster, and I was like, I'm so sorry, that I'm quitting, but I wanted to let you know what was going on and why I was quitting and everything. And they fully supported me. The crazy thing is that they're a part of my tutoring company now. Like, every single one of them wanted their kids to be tutored by me. And it's just crazy because now I'm in such a great position to be able to help kids in a more effective way and to truly impact them in that business. But in addition to that, I get to impact people online because I have more time to dedicate to it. I get to launch things like a podcast to be able to reach more people and to truly make change and be an influencer, which is what I have always wanted to do with my life. It just stemmed from me quitting that 9 to 5 and me taking that giant leap. And was it scary? Oh, yeah. But let me tell you something, guys. The crazy thing is that I quit my job that month. I winded up bringing in an extra 10K in income right after that. Literally right after that. So what did that tell me? That was just confirmation that I had done the right thing, that I made the right move. Yes, it was crazy. Yes, I've been through some crap these past couple months with all kinds of things, but the experience of being an entrepreneur has truly freed my soul, and I'm able to do more. So, of course, I shared a couple of reasons, why I didn't feel right in my job, but I wanted to give you 3 reasons why I really quit. And I want you guys to kind of think about these reasons, and I'm going to get in detail. This is not going to be the episode that you will want to turn off if you're not interested in quitting your job. You'll want to hear these things because even if you don't want to quit your job, maybe you know that you need to get a better job, right? You know that you deserve to make more. You've put in so much work into your job and you don't really feel valued. Or maybe you need the courage to speak up and to tell your boss, hey, I'm working really hard on this and I'm doing some amazing things and I would really like to be considered for this project or for this engagement or things like that. I want to show you how to become brave enough to be able to do that and to feel good about it. So the first reason why I quit was because I didn't like being told how much money I could make. Yep, I'm just honest. Being a teacher, starting off, I was doing good compared to other states, but to only be at, what was it, 45, 50K was just a little too much for me. I'm like, what? That's it? That's not enough. And it's not that I'm a big spender. It has nothing to do with that. I'm a very money savvy person. I'm being honest, the only thing I spend my money on is food and vacation. Food because I'm vegan, vacation because I believe in living my best life, and That's it. I mean, other than that, I'm probably going to take the lesser. I'm not really into brands and things like that. Although I have them, it's not necessarily that important to me. So it wasn't about I want to make more money to spend more money. It's just that I wanted to be able to make whatever I wanted. If I want to make 100K, I don't want to have to kiss somebody's behind to get a special job and work my way up for 20 years to get to 100K. That's silly, right? When I could just do it myself. When I can just take the risk and go out there and do what feels good to me. And my heart center passion is what really, really helps you to truly be successful. Like, your heart center passion is what you love to do. I love working with children. I love even working with adults and coaching and helping with self-development and writing books and article writing and speaking to you guys on platforms like this. So guess what? It turned into more money, or it is right now. Like, I know, like, this is going to bring me more money. I'm giving free, incredible value and helping people through sharing my story. And it always comes back to me. And this it alone has made me realize that, like, you know what? I don't need limits. I don't need someone telling me what I can and cannot make. No matter how well I do my job, I was still going to get paid the same. And that is what sucked, because I was a really great teacher. A great teacher. I mean, I got like 4.0 ratings as a teacher, but that didn't mean that my income was going to increase. And that bothered me, because if I'm giving 120%, but I'm not going to have a chance to up level, then I don't think I need to be a part of that. So another reason, guys, I didn't get a lunch break. Like that next year around, when I went back to work and I knew I wasn't supposed to, like, they started taking lunch breaks. I mean, I just couldn't. I couldn't take it, because first of all, you don't value me as a human being to need to eat. That just bothered me so, so much. And then the third reason was I hated asking to go to the restroom. I should never have to ask to go to the bathroom. I should have that freedom to be able to go. And even just with the restroom, like, you have to think about the other freedoms. So, like, to ask to get off work, to ask to whether or not I can go and do something, or I don't want to ask people for stuff all the time. Like, I want to be able to make a decision within myself. If I want to pack up, I'm just being honest. If I want to pack up and go to Brazil for a month, I can. I've leveraged my businesses enough to where I don't have to be there. I don't. And I like that feeling. I like the feeling of being able to do what I want to do and to not feel like I'm in a box, because that's not who I am. And something that I love that Bishop T.D. Jakes says is, don't allow people to put a period where God put a comma, right? So yes, this is my business podcast. This is the Mindset Queen. But you guys know I'm an author. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an educator. I have a lot of different titles, and I'm allowing myself to put those commas there, because I'm not just going to stop and say, oh, I only speak. That's all I do. I'm just a public speaker. No, I do a lot of other things. And so I wasn't going to allow a job to confine me to one thing. And that's all that I could do. And that's all that I could be. You can do and be whatever you want. Now, I'm not saying go crazy and get a bunch of titles and not be effective, but be okay with doing more than one thing and doing them well, with focus and with precision. So as I go a little bit deeper, just so you guys kind of know how I launched into entrepreneurship, it really started with my tutoring. And I share so much about my tutoring company because, like I said, it is my primary business. It is something that has taught me a lot about entrepreneurship and how to go about doing it. I started it in college. I literally was sitting down. I had been tutoring since I was 14, but I was sitting down at a place I was working. I was a tutor, and I pulled up Dropbox and I typed out what was in my heart. And the name of my company was like written out, everything. Every program that we have now is here. Mind you guys, that was about maybe 4 to 5 years ago, I think. Not very long. So it didn't even take me long to get that vision. I was subconsciously manifesting that vision because I definitely was not paying attention to it um, on the front end, like consciously. I wasn't. So when I was in college, I mean, I had like 10 kids I was working with. I was making $10 an hour. At that time, that was great because I was like definitely not wealthy. I was like working and scraping to get by, and then a semester I had to take off because I taught in London for a little bit. I mean, that was difficult for me. So going through that really helped me as I was meeting parents and they were bringing me their students. And I mean, it's just crazy how it all happened. And then I decided to move and everybody was so upset. I moved to Memphis and they were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And they would like call me and ask questions. How can I help their kids? Just everything. And literally, I just believed that it was, a part of God's plan. I moved back down closer to my college town. And I started back getting into tutoring, and then I just had too many kids. And I was still working, of course, full time. Then I started hiring people out, went through all the legal processes, and boom, like I had a business. And the reason why it blew up so fast was because I was passionate about it. And so I want you guys, as you're thinking about like how you can also start your business, and quit your 9 to 5, I want you to think about your passion and what you really love to do, right? Like, what would you do for free if you like didn't need money, right? Like, what would you do for free? And for me, 100%, I would always teach, whether that's me speaking, whether that's me working with a kid, if that is hopping on a live stream, whatever. Like, I would totally do this for free all the time. And so think about that as you're wanting to push your own business and find your niche. Like, that's another important thing I feel like people forget. And so when they're starting a business, you have no idea what they do. No idea. So think about what it is you do specifically. So of course, for me, having multiple businesses, I have to think about it with separate businesses. But for example, with my mindset and business coaching, through which this podcast is launching, I specifically work with millennial women to help them to increase their self-worth, to up-level their net worth. So what does that mean? I'm working on you as the individual. We're working together, collaborating to help bring you internally to higher heights. And with that confidence, you're going to want to go out there and create from a heart space of love of the things that you're doing. And when you have that passion and you have that love, you're creating things and money is going to flow back to you. That's just the laws of the universe. Like, there's no way that you can do something you love for free for so long and not make money off of it unless you choose not to make money off of it, because it's a choice. So really, really think about that, and also be willing to put in the work, whatever it is. So if your passion is wine and you love maybe creating wines, selling wines, having wine tastings, things like that, create that and share it with people. Give away free samples, do different things to be able to showcase the love and passion for what you have. And people read into passion. People read into something that you are truly, truly good at. They know it. And I get messages all the time about how good something I had done was for them and how much they loved my work because they could sense the love that I had behind what I do. So always be very, very mindful of that. And I know you're probably thinking, Jasmine, I'm not ready to quit my 9 to 5. Like, you just don't understand. I haven't stacked my money. Look, I understand. I truly believe that you should stack your money, right? But don't use it as a cop-out excuse not to start your business. For me, I went ahead and started my business while I was working. That was probably the best thing I could have done, because sometimes whenever a business would kind of like go down, I would just pay for it myself because I had, extra money, being that I was working still. And so I recommend that you do that. But I also want to tell you something. You may get to a point to where you're low on cash and you're not working and you are a full-time entrepreneur. What are you going to do then? You're going to toughen up and align yourself internally. That's my biggest belief. It's not about the hustle. It's about you flowing in divine alignment and knowing and trusting that God is going to come through for you. If you've put all your ducks in a row, you've done everything that you could possibly do, then it's time to trust. And it's time to surrender. It's time to go deeper. And that is what's going to manifest whatever it is that you need in your business. I wholeheartedly believe in that. I mean, I could tell you so many stories about times where I have like literally felt like, okay, you know what? My business is not doing as well. It's basically failing and this is difficult. I mean, I'll be transparent. There was a time when my business account was like in the negatives. And it wasn't like negative $5. It was like negative a couple $100. And that was difficult for me. And the reason why it was difficult is because I had never experienced that before. On a personal level, like my personal bank account was fine, but it was my business's bank account. And within a matter of 2 days, it was like back up in the thousands. and it wasn't because I hustled myself. It was because it was like, you know, Jasmine, what are you going to do? Like, I feel like sometimes God, I don't like saying test you. I like to say he tries to teach you lessons about trust. And for me, that was a lesson of, do you trust me? Do you trust me to come through on my end? And I did. And I just said, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to touch the account. I'm not going to move money. I'm not going to try. Nope. I'm just going to let you do it. And literally, like, everything had turned around and everything was on the up and up. So if you are still wondering, I'm not sure if I can do this, let me tell you a couple reasons why people don't quit their jobs, and how you can kind of overcome that. So the biggest one is money, right? Like, a lot of people are so afraid that, oh my gosh, I don't have the money. This is going to be too much. I'm not sure if I'm ready. I haven't done this. I haven't done that. Guys, the truth is that you will never become a millionaire working for someone else. Point blank, period. You will not. Becoming a millionaire is only for people who actually have businesses. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are a couple people in Fortune 500 companies that do become millionaires working for someone else, but it's very rare, right? It's very rare. So just be mindful of that. Like, you want to understand that if you have huge financial income goals for your life, you are going to have to break away and go ahead and launch that business and do what it is you truly, truly love. A lot of other people also are fearful because they don't want to not have health insurance or policies or 401k and all those things. Guys, there are ways around that. There is no excuse at this point. There are insurance companies that are relatively cheap, probably cheaper than what you're paying on your job every month. There are also ways for you to save money through mutual funds, trust, all those things with a lot of banks, guys. Like, please don't be misled and think that you can only do this with a job. How do you think they're doing it? They're doing it with banks too. They're doing it with insurance companies. They may get like a cheaper rate because they have a bunch of people going to them, but you can find different things too. Please don't let that hold you back. So another thing is the mindset. So I think overall, that is the biggest reason. Of course, money is an issue, but the mindset, like, people are so comfortable with being complacent. They're comfortable with the success that they're in. They're like, oh, well, I'm making more money than I've made, on my job. I'm at, this level, but they're bored or they hate their jobs or they're sick and unhealthy because they're at these jobs. Again, they want health insurance, but they're sick all the time. Okay, I guess that makes sense. But it's like, why would you want to be miserable? Why would you be okay with that? You should want to live a life that you can look back on and be like, wow, that was amazing. Wow, I can't believe I had that experience. We went here, we did this. yeah, I started a business 5 years ago and now I'm a billionaire. Like, don't you want to say stuff like that? Yeah, but you have to have an unstoppable mindset, which is the reason why I even started this podcast, because I feel like a lot of people, and if you notice, I haven't even started telling you details about business yet. And here's the reason why: because I want to work on you as the individual. I want to help you as the individual. I want us to work together, because when you focus on yourself, the business just flows. It's easy, because your business is a reflection of you. And I want to give you the opportunity to work on your mindset through this podcast, but I also want to do some deeper work with you. My coaching program, the Royal Empire Mastermind, is an amazing group of boss women who are trying so hard to up-level in their lives. They want to launch their businesses. They want to do amazing things, but they feel like the people around them don't understand, or that they are pulling them back or holding them down. Guys, I coached women one-on-one for a little over a year, and I'm telling you, that's the number one thing they get. They're like, my family doesn't understand. They don't get that I have this dream. They want me to be this, or they want me to be that. And the crazy thing is that they play into those and they find themselves stuck in jobs they hate. They are just not really feeling it. I mean, it's just a mess, and it's chaos for them because they're not listening to their inner voice, and they don't have a strong enough mindset to be the success they see in their heart. So in this coaching program, guys, which I'm so happy to be offering and launching again, with this mastermind, you will have the opportunity to collaborate with amazing women from around the world, and you guys will be going through a mindset transformation of your own. We're talking journaling prompts that are going to change your life, deep work modules to help you with forgiveness, with gratitude, with creating a new vision for your life, with setting strategic goals, helping you map out step by step of your life, creating the habits that you need for success, and execution. Of course, I can give you a one-on-one call right now and tell you everything to do in your business. But if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have the inner work done, I can guarantee you're going to fail. I can guarantee you won't do it, because it's not about those little nitpicky strategies. It's not about having the right website. It's not about having all your little ducks in a row before you quit. It's about you internally being the best, grandest, highest version of yourself. That's the only way your business will truly flourish. So I invite you guys to hop on into the Royal Empire Mastermind group coaching program. You can check it out at shesworthy.co/group-coaching-program. I will link it in the description below, and you can check it out and see more details about how this course and the group atmosphere will be able to help you to be completely unstoppable. Whether you are choosing to stay on your 9 to 5 and ask for more, ask for what you want on your job, or choosing to go off and create a passion-based business that you are madly in love with and you can truly profit from. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, don't forget, head over to SoundCloud or iTunes and rate this podcast. Tell me what you think. Tell me what stands out. In addition, guys, I am taking more and more questions for this podcast. I want to know, what juicy questions do you have about business, about mindset transformation? A lot of the things that I'm covering in here, I want to know what is going to help you be better. What are you dying to know from me? Go ahead to shesworthy.co, and if you look at the bottom of the homepage, you will find contact, and you can ask your question in there. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. Be sure to share this with someone you know who is thinking about quitting their 9 to 5 or asking for more on their job. This is the perfect episode to listen to help them break past that. I'll catch you guys in the next episode.